Welcome to Hanging at the Hangar Bar. I'm Scott.
I'm Candace.
I'm Lariah.
And I'm Lacey. Grab a drink and come hang with us at the Hangar Bar. Hello, Disney friends. Welcome back to Hanging at the Hangar Bar podcast. We're so happy you're here today. Today we are talking about Magic Kingdom, and this is going to be our second time recording. Due to technical difficulties, we are having to record this all over again, but we're still excited to talk about it for the second time. We are splitting this topic up into two different podcasts because our first recording session lasted about an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to break it down into two different episodes. So in this episode, we are talking about Main Street USA, Adventureland, Frontierland, and Liberty Square. So should we start off with the front of the park?
Yeah, we can talk about the entrance through the gates and talk about Main Street USA. And one thing that we can do with this one is because there's so much in Magic Kingdom, I'll just do a quick rundown of everything that's in that land, and I'm using air quotes. So Main Street USA has City Hall. It has Tony's Town Square Restaurant, Main Street Bakery, the Plaza Restaurant, Crystal Palace, the Emporium, Uptown Jewelers featuring Pandora Jewelry, and the Chapeau.
All right.
Okay, so that's everything in Main Street USA. Candace, start us off. Because I think Main Street USA might be your favorite land of the whole thing, isn't it?
It sort of is, yeah. Just because it does such a good job of sort of setting up the entire park for you. Like, it just kind of draws you in, and there's a lot of great stuff, and so many details that people just don't even notice. Like, the next time we're there, you guys have to look at the corners of the sidewalks because they're not points. They're rounded because that's safer. And the windows in the shops on Main Street are low so that little kids can see into them. And I just think that stuff like that is just so cool. And, you know, it just kind of sets up a good day in Magic Kingdom Park, in my opinion. And, I mean, City Hall, you get to meet the mouse himself. Come on. How can you not love that?
Right. I agree. It's a very cozy, comforting feeling going underneath the tunnels and then just be surrounded by this, cute little Disney town. I love it.
Yeah, and I love that, and I'll have Lariah talk about this in just a second, but you were talking about those little archways or the tunnels that you have to go through to get into the park. If you think Magic Kingdom, you think castle, right? So, but you don't see that right away. You first get this little mid-19th century downtown little area with a city hall and a fire station and all those things, and we'll get back to more of the detail. But, Lariah, I know I love when you talk about this. Talk about your first experience coming around the corner and seeing Magic Kingdom, or seeing the castle, sorry.
Oh my gosh, it was phenomenal, and I was not expecting it because I guess I just wasn't expecting to walk into Magic Kingdom and a little town be my first impression, which was so cool. But yeah, I was just walking along, just browsing all the taking a walkabout, browsing the beautiful architecture. Candace is like, stop. I'm like, whoa, this is
happening.
I don't know my way around Disney. I'm going to get in trouble. And she was like, no, I just have to record you to see the castle. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just so confused. I was like, well, where is it? I don't see it. And then I walk around the corner of Main Street, and there it is, the most beautiful sight in the world. And it was incredible. I can't even explain my excitement, joy. It was just incredible.
Well,
a phenomenal
and it just
sight.
seems like when you're there at the start of Main Street, that the castle seems so far away, but yet so
Yeah.
close. It's like so crazy how you're like just, like
Mhm.
100 steps or so and I'm there. But then it also feels like
Right.
you're never going to get there in time because of all the crowds.
Well, I think one of the coolest parts too is that I obviously knew Cinderella's castle was in Disney World. Did I know where? Not a clue. So I didn't even see it walking through the archways, like first going in the park. And I was just like, I'm so excited to see the castle. Like, I wonder if it's just going to be bam, front and center when you first walk in. No, it's like perfectly hidden, I guess, away to where you kind of aren't expecting it. And then you just get this super magical sight in front of you when you're walking down a gorgeous little town. And yeah, it's just super, the way they did it was just super incredible.
And I know not everybody's reaction to the castle is the same, but I tear up every time I round that corner.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that magic is ever going to go away for you.
No, I
hope
not.
that it doesn't.
No.
But that's one of my favorite things is to go to Magic Kingdom Park with somebody that's never been there before, because just that reaction is just like, day made, I'm good.
Yeah, and the detail, like, that's just one of the little details. So you talk, it seems so far away, but you know it's close. And Disney does that on purpose with their forced perspectives and that kind of thing. The way the buildings kind of change their shape as they get closer to the castle, and the facades get a little bit smaller to force that perspective of it looking bigger and further away than it is. It's just that level of detail. And one of these days, I want to just go walk down Main Street and just look at all the windows and read all the different things, because those are all homages to past cast members and past Disney staffers and Walt's friends and that kind of thing. And I know this is one of the things that we talked about the first time we recorded this that I want to bring up again. It is that Main Street USA is based off of a town that's only, 4 hours from here?
3.5 to 4.
3.5, 4 hours from Lincoln, a little town called Marceline, Missouri. And we've talked, we're actually coming up, maybe next spring we'll do this, road tripping to Marceline to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum and drive down the real, it's not the Walt Disney Family Museum, it's the Walt Disney Hometown Museum.
Right.
I want to make sure I get it right, because there's a Walt Disney Family one too.
In San Francisco.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But you drive down this little Main Street USA that looks
like Main Street USA.
It's a little bit more run down than the Disney-fied version of it, but you can tell that it's how it was based. And the museum is in the train station that when Walt came back to Missouri, Walt walked through that train station. And the train that he was riding on, the engine was there. And there's just like little cool homages, like the original Autopia from Disneyland. When they took that out of Disneyland, they shipped it back to Marceline. And so for 10 or 15 years, it was the only Disneyland attraction that ever operated outside of Disneyland before it kind of went into disrepair and they took it out. But there's little homages to that everywhere in that little town. And the farmstead is there. You can go out and visit the farm that he grew up. All of those little things. So we're looking forward to taking the podcast on the road and actually maybe even recording as we drive down the road, and doing a little bit of a podcast that way, and then talking to you a little bit about that museum, since that's the closest Disney thing that we can get to from here. But yeah, that's Main Street USA for me in a nutshell. It's just that detail and how it feels like you're going back to a small Midwestern Missouri town.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that like the right-hand side as you're looking at the castle is individual shops. And there's a break in the building for an alleyway. And if you go back into the alleyway, you can actually hear music being practiced and voice lessons happening, which is really cool. But then on the left-hand side, you can actually enter the Emporium store at basically the circle where the flagpole is. And you can follow that all the way down the left-hand side to Casey's Corner. So if it's raining, you never have to go out into the rain if you follow that store all the way, because they're all connected.
It's crazy.
That's also a good hack for leaving the park after fireworks, is just go hang out in the Emporium because the shops are open an hour after the park actually closes, or an hour after fireworks.
Right.
So yeah, just go hang out in the store, and then you don't have to be first in line for a bus or a monorail, or you can just kind of take your time, do your purchases then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and right now, do your purchases at the end of the day because they don't have the package pick up at the front of the park and they don't have resort delivery right
Mhm.
now, just with COVID times. I'm sure they'll bring those back because I'm sure Disney would rather have people shopping throughout the day instead of everybody waiting until the hour after the park, but after the park closes. But yeah, that way you don't have to carry stuff around with you all day. Just buy your stuff as you're leaving.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't think any of us have eaten anything on Main Street other than probably the Main Street Bakery.
Main Street Bakery is Starbucks.
Okay,
And
so
we've done that. We've done Casey's Corner. And we have done Crystal Palace.
YouTube.
Yes.
Mhm.
No, you've done. Yes, we've done Crystal Palace.
Yes.
Sorry, I was distracted. The map we're looking at right now is the current map, so Casey's Corner isn't listed.
So that must have been like.
It's not open. Oh, so this must have been printed right before they opened
Reopened,
Casey's Corner back
yeah.
up. So
Because it's back.
yeah,
It was
Casey's
not?
Corner. They closed it during COVID
Oh.
because it was impossible to social distance people in there.
Well, I guess I find that kind of weird because it's like a good quick service one, I guess. But I
It's a
guess
spacing issue.
whatever rules are,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
you know,
open again.
they got it.
Plus, they use the patio space, like where we sat and had dinner when we were there, as a relaxation station, so people could sit, take off their masks, and just kind of chill for a while.
Oh,
So,
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Smart.
yeah.
Yeah, and a couple of things like as we go through it, I'm sort of loving the second conversation. I might mention that a couple more times, but it's firing different things in my mind. So talking about Casey's Corner, did you all know that at the start of every day, Casey's Corner has a first pitch?
No. What do
They're
you
all
mean
in
by
their
that?
their old timey baseball uniforms, and they all come out to the front of Casey's Corner, find somebody, hand them a little baseball, and have this big production of some kid or some person throwing out the first pitch of the day.
How cute.
Yeah, you can
So-
find videos of that online. It's just completely adorable.
Next time we go back, you can wait and.
Yes. Okay, I was gonna ask that. I'm just gonna wait around Casey's Corner, just stare at them.
When are you opening? When are you opening? Can I do the first pitch? Can I do the first pitch? Can I do the first pitch? Can I do the first pitch?
That's cool though. I
If
did
you
not
do that,
know
I'm leaving you there, and you can let me know if you get to do the.
Well,
Hand somebody your phone and let them video because I want to see it.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah, so that's cool. So Crystal Palace is a good restaurant. Good. It's a buffet.
It's okay.
Candace and I ate breakfast there in one of our trips, and it's a character dining spot. So that's where you meet Pooh Bear and Tigger and Eeyore and
Piglet.
Piglet.
Mhm.
And they're walking around, and I think we've talked about this in previous episodes, that character dining is, to me, pretty hit or miss. Like, Crystal Palace is one of those locations that's so big, you don't get to see the characters a lot. And I was worried about missing the characters that I wanted to see because I was going to go up and get breakfast. Like, so you're sort of watching and scoping, okay, where are they? Do I have time to go get my food? That kind of thing. And that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I think Crystal Palace is one of those places I've done it. If somebody else really wants to go, I would go back, but not a place not my first choice of a dining location.
No, and another thing is that, as Scott said, it is so big that it takes a good amount of time for you to be able to see all of the characters that you want and get your pictures and that kind of thing. In the before times, they're doing meet and greets a little bit differently now. But I mean, we were there for a good hour and a half to 2 hours just because we had to wait for all the characters to come in. And I mean, that's 2 hours out of your park day.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'm glad that we have the pictures that we have,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know that I would do it again for a buffet.
Agreed.
Yeah. We've talked about that before with the buffet and the character dining is just a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's just not for us, but
Yeah, we're not such buffet people.
no.
Okay, and I found a map here that has some of the things that were closed, so I think this is a little older. So Walt Disney World Railroad has a stop. So that's not on the map I was looking at because the railroad's not currently running because they're doing construction on Tron Light Cycle. What else did we miss? The Chamber of Commerce, which is the package pickup, which isn't there. Town Square Theater is another place that may not be open right now, but that's where they show old Mickey Mouse cartoons. Like you can just go hang out, and it's a place to be in the air conditioning. Like at the end of the day, I've actually heard that as a tip too. If you are waiting for crowds to leave, just go sit down on the benches in the theater and watch those cartoons. Let the crowd thin out a little bit, and then go out.
The confectionery, when they were going through their refurb, used that space. So you could still get stuff from the confectionery. It just wasn't in the confectionery location. It was in the theater.
Oh, cool.
Right. The Harmony Barber Shop, you can get your hair cut on Main Street, USA.
That is on my bucket list.
Is it?
Yes.
Was it before until I said that?
Nope.
Nope.
Just now. I keep adding things.
That's
as
it. We have to go
along
back.
Right.
with the podcast. That just sealed the deal.
The things that we missed from a dining perspective, the Plaza Ice Cream Parlor. And I think that's it. Did we say the Plaza Restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, those are the only things that we kind of missed. So anything else on Main Street before we move on to Adventureland?
Yeah, just a quick little thing, just because I love food. What is that other restaurant? That Tony's.
Tony's Town Square.
Yeah, what have you
It's
heard about
pasta,
that?
seafood, and salads. I've heard it's not great.
Really?
It's
Okay.
not bad, not great.
I've heard it's like an overpriced Olive Garden,
Really? Okay.
basically. But it's themed after Lady and the Tramp.
Oh,
So, like,
how
if you look
cute.
outside, you can see the dog footprints in the cement and a heart.
Okay.
And, like, there's a fountain with Lady and the Tramp on it. And there's a couple details on the inside. It's themed out very well,
Okay.
like Tony's restaurant in the movie.
Just connecting.
Yeah.
Lady and the Tramp is not one that I've seen a whole lot, unfortunately, but I do like it. Sorry,
No,
sidetrack, but
it's fine.
just curious. Yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, Magic Kingdom does not have an overly strong food game.
Yeah.
And Tony's lives up to that.
Okay. Okay.
So if you want Italian,
I guess making
Go to Epcot.
essentially, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're walking down Main Street, USA, we always suggest turning left because human nature is to turn right.
Mhm.
So typically, especially if you're there early in the morning, right is going to be busier. Tomorrowland's going to be busier. So if you turn left, you walk by Crystal Palace, and Candace mentioned it, but I think if what am I thinking? The Crystal Palace were to make a permanent change, the way they're doing that 100 Acre Woods meet and greet right now is the way to do it. I know you don't get to hug the characters, that kind of thing, which people miss. But right now, if you remember walking by Crystal Palace, there's that big porch. They have all the characters standing up there, so you can wave to them and talk to them, and that
you can
kind of
take
thing.
selfie.
You can take selfie from a distance, that kind of thing. The interactions that I've seen online of that, I feel like are better than interactions that I've seen of people when they're trying to eat. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you walk past all the 100 Acre Woods gang, and you cross into Adventureland. So let me pull up the official current map of Adventureland, and we'll read through this, and then I'll compare it to the little bit older map. So Adventureland attractions: Swiss Family Treehouse, the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, the Jungle Cruise, Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Room, and Pirates of the Caribbean. Dining: the Spring Roll Snack Cart, Sunshine Tree Terrace, Jungle Navigation Company Limited Skipper Canteen, and Aloha Isle. Let me compare that. So the only things, is Tinkerbell's Magic Nook still?
That's over in
thing?
Fantasyland.
Wait,
and it's
It's
right
in
in the-
Adventureland. This has it in Adventureland. Tinkerbell's Magic Nook. I'm looking at an official map.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay,
You
so we're
are
not going to
looking
talk
at the
about it.
official map.
Yeah, we are talking the official map.
Does not compute.
Okay, so no, that one.
Recalculating.
There's nothing in Adventureland that looks like it's closed down or not open at this point. The two maps that I'm comparing. So Adventureland. I know somebody here's favorite ride is in Adventureland, right?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Pirates.
Tell us about that.
Pirates, man. I don't know what else to say.
No, we all
Yes.
know that you just like the drop.
I do like the drop.
She gets so ready for that first
But-
drop, acting like we're on Mount Everest
Well,
or Expedition Everest.
It's terrifying.
unexpected. It's fun. It's cute.
You get your picture taken.
You get your picture, which I did not know.
the first
So
time.
the first time. So that's how they get you. But the music, love Pirates.
Yeah, I think all of
It's
us are
a
pretty
pirate.
big Pirates of the
Oh,
Caribbean fans.
if you're not, it's a little weird. Sorry.
Whoa.
And I know we talked about that ride in a lot of detail when we had our rides podcast. So go
Yeah.
back and listen
Yeah.
to that one. Go back and check out our Instagram again to see Candace's reaction to the drop that we're talking about.
Holding on for dear life.
You guys,
It's
you
scary.
need to hold on.
Overall, what's your opinion of Adventureland as a whole, though?
I love Adventureland.
It's good.
It's fun. You get Dole Whip.
You get Dole Whip there.
We don't need to say anymore.
No.
Yeah.
We talked about the Jungle Cruise a little bit too, that it's in there.
Yeah, I don't think we've talked about the Jungle Cruise in a lot of detail. But yeah, Jungle Cruise is one of my favorite rides.
Mhm.
That one's a fun one. Lariah hates it.
Not a fan.
Just
I-
because it's a boat ride?
Well, okay, I would ride it again. I'm not just gonna not ride a ride
Except for
because
Mission
I'm gonna
Space.
be a grump about it. Except for Mission Space, yeah.
I have no problem being a grump about rides.
Okay, well, but no, I don't. It's too scary.
What's scary?
Alligators.
The animatronic alligator.
The animatronic alligators.
You know, the hippos are closer to the boat.
Well, hippos are actually 10 times more fierce than alligators.
They are.
And
And they're all wiggling their ears.
okay.
And you know what it means when they wiggle their ears.
No.
I mean, they're going to attack.
Really?
Yeah.
What a cute little signal to say I'm gonna attack you.
Wouldn't that be neat if we all could do that? Look out. Don't make me wiggle at you. I happen to love the Jungle Cruise as a ride, and I love it in the daytime. And then when we did after hours, we did go on it at night, which I didn't know quite how they were going to do that, but the little boats have lights on the front of them, so you can see all the stuff. And it's really cool. And I especially think it's a nice touch if you can go on Jungle Cruise right before or right after you eat at Skipper Canteen. Because it just
Yes.
continues the whole,
Keeps the story going.
yeah.
Yes,
And the
completely
jokes are
agree.
on the same corny level.
Yeah. And when you talk about Magic Kingdom not being known for its food,
It's changing.
Skipper Canteen is the exception to that rule.
Yeah.
The food there is phenomenal.
So good.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that, because when I think about my favorite restaurants, I think about Magic Kingdom, and the only one I can come up with is Skipper Canteen. And I'm like thinking way too hard. I'm like, there's gotta be another one, but there's not.
Yeah.
No.
Casey's Corner is very good if you just want something, just
Quick.
Mhm.
Yeah. But Skipper Canteen is like
Yeah.
4 or 5 star. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know, maybe
elevated.
5.
And a lot of people just rave about Pecos Bill's Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, which like Tex-Mex and like they do taco salads. That's where we went your first time there with us, where you got milk and french fries.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The milk and french fries
Yes.
place.
Where is that? Where is that? at?
That's in Frontierland. We'll get there next.
Yeah. I have no love lost for that restaurant. To me, it tastes like a bad Taco Bell.
Ouchie.
And it's changed since we were there.
Yeah, so maybe they've stepped up
It's
a little
more
bit.
Chipotle-esque now in terms of flavor profiles and what they serve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's burrito bowls. That's what you can buy and make a burrito bowl.
There's nothing wrong with a
Okay,
good burrito
okay.
bowl.
Yeah, but you're putting your own toppings on that everybody else who's been to Disney World has sneezed on that day.
Oh, it's like build your own?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
no.
an open
No.
toppings bar sort of situation.
No.
Well, not so much right now. They've got like individually packaged. Like here's
Yeah.
some salsa, here's some sour cream in a little dish. Here's
The way
Please,
you
sir,
were
can I
doing
have some more?
It's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't care for it. Maybe
Okay.
it's changed, but it wouldn't be my first choice. Anyway,
Okay. Interesting.
When we went to Skipper Canteen and were waiting for our reservation, where did you girls go explore? Was it the Swiss Family Treehouse?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the other thing?
The other one is Tom
Sawyer.
Sawyer's Island. So yes,
Okay.
you would have gone to the treehouse. Yes, because Tom Sawyer's Island, you would have had to ride a raft to get there.
Yeah.
Well, people were like chasing us. Like, we're
Yeah, they
right
were
behind
going
us, and we're like,
Too fast. We were
Jeez.
like trying to explore, and then these people thought it was a race or something.
we're
And
like,
there
we're
was no
gonna
reward
win.
at the end. So I don't know why they were running through that thing. And mind you, there were adults. It wasn't children.
They were just checkboxing something. Oh, I did this.
Yeah. But
it's okay to not do that.
Right.
I think if we had the time, I would have rather gone on Pirates again than done the
Yes.
treehouse.
Well-
But we did it.
I just remember thinking, what the heck was that? I was very confused. I
Have
was
you
like,
seen the
that's-
movie Swiss Family Robinson?
No, I have
that,
no idea.
It
what
would
that
probably
is.
make a lot more sense
Oh yeah.
if you've seen the movie. But again, it's one of those classic Disney movies from the 60s. I'm not sure if it's on Disney Plus or not. Doesn't matter.
I'll go back and watch it.
Yeah.
just so-
But it's about a family that gets
Seen that in
shipwrecked.
person.
Hey, I was in there.
I was there.
I was there.
That
This
is on the wrong
weird.
side of the table.
You said you would have liked to go back to Pirates instead.
Yeah.
I wish Candace and I had, in the moment, thought we should have sent you to the Tiki Room
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah.
Because Lariah really
Yes.
wanted to see the Tiki Room, and we walked by it 150
18
times and never thought to go through
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
one of
Next
the most
time.
underrated attractions in all of Disney.
Who are we?
I don't know.
Who do we think we are?
I feel like a failed map.
No. If anything, it gives me extra excitement for the next time we go.
Plus the
it'll-
barbershop now.
Plus the barbershop.
Barbershop and Tiki Room. That's it.
That's it.
all
That
we're
is
doing. Then we're
Magic
coming
Kingdom.
back home.
Can anybody get their hair cut in the barbershop, or is it just kids?
Oh, anybody can.
Oh, I'm posing as a kid.
She could. She's so short. She could.
You can pass as a first haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then get the first haircut ears that you can wear around.
And certificate. And
I've never had a haircut before. You walked in here with a beer in your hand and you've never had a haircut?
you don't look like Cousin It.
Okay, so there's something in Adventureland that I've wanted to try that we've never done, and it looks like it's only available Friday through Sunday, with a spring roll cart.
Yes.
They have different spring rolls that you can get. Like, they have a cheeseburger one that I've heard is good. Their pepperoni pizza one I've heard is good.
They've
But
also
they-
had like buffalo chicken ones
yum.
and regular?
Probably, I don't know.
Regular.
But
Normal?
they
Is normal a
change up
flavor?
the flavors depending on the time of year. So they'll give different flavors. So you can always get something a little bit different. And then obviously Dole Whip. And something I've just learned in the last year or so is that you don't have to get pineapple Dole Whip.
I mean, you don't have to, but
Well,
should
why wouldn't you?
I would agree, but I want to try, and I'm not a huge coconut fan. And I actually want to try a pineapple coconut swirl.
You do.
It'd be like a pineapple pina colada.
Oh yeah, you do love your pina coladas.
I
So
do.
that
I don't
makes
like
sense.
coconut, but I love pina coladas.
Oh. Do the swirl thing and do the pineapple and the Dole Whip float thing with the pineapple juice on it.
Uh-oh.
Whoopsie.
Candace has got her phone out booking a trip to Disney World as we speak. Just for a snack.
Worth it.
Does the spring roll cart have any dessert spring rolls that you know of?
Do they ever do the cream cheese one?
That's only in Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Ah, poop. Okay. Well, that's
You
fine.
love Animal Kingdom.
Well, no, yeah, that's fine. I
No,
no, wait a minute. I've just heard a lot of things about this spring roll cart. It's
Mhm.
pretty famous.
Yeah.
And we've had a nice filling at a restaurant that would be really nice in a spring roll.
It's basically that.
Okay.
But it's Animal Kingdom.
You couldn't eat it, Missy.
Well, what are you? Talk about Missy.
Wow.
I'm talking about the
Ding,
wonton.
ding, ding. Jerry Springer moment.
I'm talking about the pineapple cream cheese wontons from
Oh.
Yak and Yeti.
Okay.
That'd be good in a
I just
spring
wanna
roll.
know what
You can
y'all-
get
I mean,
those
yeah,
somewhere.
You can get
Thing.
them over at Pongu Pongu in Animal Kingdom over in Pandora.
Okay.
It's called a pineapple lumpia. And it's cream cheese pineapple in a spring roll wrapper, and then it's all dusted with sugar.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of. Okay, never mind.
All four of
We're-
us, we can get in the car. We
Okay.
can be in Disney World tomorrow. We each pick a different park to get snacks in, and then we'll meet in Disney Springs and share our snacks.
I'm in.
At Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar.
Bam.
If you'd like to support this adventure,
Again, we accept all forms of cash. Bitcoin. I don't know how to accept that, but we take it.
Well, two of us have Venmo.
Yeah, that's right. Too funny. Okay, so anything else in Adventureland before we move on?
I will have to say though, as far as rides, I'm not too interested in riding Aladdin's Magic Carpets.
No.
Just putting that out there in case anybody is next time we
no,
go.
the thing that bothers me about that particular ride is the spitting camels out front.
Okay.
I don't think that's a good look.
I think that's amazing.
What do they spit?
Water.
Actually, did you know, that real
Side note.
alpacas spit their stomach acid at
Mhm.
you?
Yeah.
Actually, did not know that, so be careful, everybody.
Thank you for that public service
When
announcement.
you're hanging out with alpacas, watch out.
But also, I have not ever once walked by the magic carpets of Aladdin and not heard at least one of the carpets squeaking very loudly as it goes up and down. I'm like,
no.
no. No. Carpets are not supposed to squeak.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those just spin around rides anyway. Like, Candace, I know you want to do Dumbo, and we'll get to that in another episode, but it doesn't even provide good views. In the case of Adventureland, it takes up prime real estate and creates a pinch point where it gets crowded. And there's just so much I don't like about that. It's cute. I don't mind the spinning camels. I think it's kind of hilarious, especially if you don't know what's coming. You're just walking along and all of a sudden something spits on you.
Well, I would think it would be like a person, and I'd be like, God,
Yeah, who did that?
what?
Rude.
Put your mask back on.
That's too funny. Okay, so through Adventureland, we don't even hang a left. We just go straight back into Frontierland.
Mhm.
So the things in Frontierland are Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Tom Sawyer's Island, Country Bear Jamboree, and then dining locations are Pecos Bill Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, and Westward Ho. And then there's also a Golden Oak Outpost that's not open all the time. So that is Frontierland. And now everybody's laughing at Westward Ho. It's spelled H-O. Westward H-O. There is no E on that word.
Are you sure?
Yes.
There's not on that word either. The HOE is a garden tool.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, anyway.
Splash Mountain. Love that ride. I'm excited for the whole new.
Reimagination.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Even though, it's for a good reason. But I'm glad that I was able to ride Splash Mountain, the original.
Mhm.
Because the songs are just fun and it's cute. But I think the ride being why can't I think?
Princess and the
Princess
Frog.
and the Frog, thank you. Will be really cool. So.
Oh, I'm so stoked about that. I cannot wait to go and re-ride that ride.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be really interesting because from what I've seen when they released the renderings of it, is that it picks up where the movie leaves off. So it's not a retelling of the movie story, which kind of makes me question a little bit how they're going to handle everything. Because, and Scott and I have talked about this before, but like the final incline before the big drop,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been the perfect location for Dr. Facilier to make an appearance and Friends on the Other Side to start.
Oh my gosh.
That would have been
That
really
would be
cool.
cool.
I don't know how they're going to handle it. I think it'll be amazing, and I'm excited to see it, but
They could use the same song, just a different character. They could come up with a new villain to continue the story and use the same or similar song.
Elsa.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. I have a question. This is gonna be a spoiler for those who haven't seen Princess and the Frog. Tiana, does she remain a frog, or do they both turn
No.
human?
They both turn human.
Mhm.
Human.
Because after they get married, she's a princess, and the spell is that he has to kiss a princess to turn back into a human.
Okay. So
And
then,
she had to kiss a prince.
all right. Okay. I don't know. I guess it would have been cool to see them as frogs, too. Like the whole, yeah. I think if it just followed the story, it would have been really cool. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think the talk throughs that I've seen on how they're reimagining that ride, I think it's a cool story. I'm all behind the reason why they're doing it is they're putting Tiana front and center. Sort of a lot of if you think about Disney or Magic Kingdom as a whole, there is not a lot of female led what's the word I'm looking for? There's not a lot of female led
Empowerment.
there's not a lot of female empowerment within the rest of the attractions for that park. So having her take that lead role and having what's the prince's name?
Naveen.
Naveen sort of take a secondary role is I think that's going to be really cool. And the reason why they're making the updates to that ride, you can't even see the movie anymore that ride is based off of Song of the South. There's a lot of racist overtones in Song of the South. So as you research the history of that ride, a lot of the characters have racial overtones that maybe don't stick today, but I think it's just wise to make sure that Disney World continues to be inclusive to everybody. And by removing that potential doubt, I think it's a good move.
I agree.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be really cool.
This is one of those times where they're reimagining a ride where I'm not overly nervous about it.
Well, it's not change for the sake of change.
Right.
It's change for a purpose.
Right. Now, with that said, go back and listen to our episode about fireworks. I'm a little bit more nervous about their storytelling ability after watching the fireworks. So we'll cross our fingers, and I think it's probably different teams working on attractions and fireworks. But as long as they tell a compelling story in that 15 or 18-minute ride, whatever it is, I think it's going to be great. So is Splash Mountain everybody's favorite ride in Frontierland?
It's mine.
Yeah.
I would agree with that, but Big Thunder comes in a really close second. I love Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, it's
For
fun.
sure.
It's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Except at night.
And then it's an even more wild ride.
And I get sick.
Were we in different car locations at night? Do you think that's some of it?
We may have been further back.
Which is a
And then-
wilder ride
Right.
than being right up by the train engine?
Right.
Like any roller coaster, if you want it to be the most exciting ride possible, sit as far back to the back as you can. Because you don't see the twists and turns coming as much. When you're right up front, it's number one, it gets into that turn a little bit slower. The last cars go a little bit faster through the turns. So you feel that a little bit more.
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Physics.
Yeah, that, and I mean, it was hot and it was late in the day when we were on. So I think I was just like tired and kind of over it. Not over it, but like, I'm done for today.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you go on a roller coaster with the up and downs and up and downs and up and downs real quick. No bueno.
Then we went and sat through Country Bear Jamboree after that, right?
Which was fabulous.
You guys did not go to Country Bear, right?
No,
and
but
we're super bummed.
I want to go.
Yeah.
I think our next trip, I really want to focus on all of that stuff. You know, all of the older classic or more slower rides and attractions. Thank you.
I think we can all skip the shooting arcade, though. I mean, it was cute for what it was, but by the time my money was almost out, I'm like, can I just please be done?
Right.
Yeah, it's like, I think that would be better if you were a little kid, never picked up a shotgun or a rifle or anything like that. But
Well, and they have rides with shooting games in
Yeah.
them, so it's not like you're missing out if you don't do it. You would be able to catch that in Magic Kingdom, in Tomorrowland, or Hollywood Studios.
yeah,
Well, they have those types of attractions literally everywhere.
Right.
right.
So you're not missing out on anything
Yeah.
if you miss out on that.
Yeah, that's like the carnival games over at Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, we watched a video the other night, $6 per play for those like carnival games over at Animal Kingdom. I know this isn't an Animal Kingdom episode, but that popped into my mind. And you're right, that's very much any amusement park you go to has a shooting arcade.
Mm-hmm.
And it's overpriced, the guns aren't accurate, you get frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely more for kids. I feel like
Right.
if you have kids and they really want to do it, I
Yeah,
don't know.
there's also a bit of nostalgia to it, too, because it is an opening day attraction.
okay.
Okay.
So if you've got on your list, like, I have to do all the opening day attractions, that's going to be on there. And like a one and done kind of thing, I think it's fine. Just to say, yep, I've done that. And I've experienced that. I won't do it again.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember doing it at Disneyland when I was little, and I thought it was so much fun. Some of that could be my dad was there with me, helping me aim the gun, that kind of thing. Whereas this time it was just like, okay, this is kind of silly. And so I think the kid version of it, and maybe once and done, is the right answer there. So we talked a little bit about Pecos Bills just a few minutes ago. Country Bear Jamboree, by the way, is a cute show. You should go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what Westward Ho is.
It's just a little quick service, like, snack thing.
Okay.
We should try it out.
Yeah. I think that's actually
Oh.
where you can get turkey legs and
Frozen lemonade, corn dogs, and snacks.
there you go.
There you go.
I don't think it's open all the time. I think it's a seasonal thing, like when the park is really busy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's considered a snack cart according to this map. Okay, so then you backtrack out of Frontierland, and as you're walking back towards the front of the park, you then hang a left, and you walk into Liberty Square.
Love it!
So before I run down through the list of attractions, let's talk about the Poop River.
Yes.
That is Liberty Square. Who wants to describe the Poop River?
The star of the show.
Yeah.
Well, Lariah loves the Poop River.
I love that poop river. It's a weird.
Follow the
Very-
Poop River, kind of like
Well,
Yellow Brick Road.
I did have a Disney theory the first time we recorded this, which I'm sticking to it. So, they didn't have, you won't find any public restrooms in Liberty Square because that wasn't how it was back then. So you just,
You pooped in the river.
you pooped in the river.
In the Poop River.
In the poop river.
Fun drinking game. Take a shot every time we say poop.
Boop,
And that will continue on for the rest of this podcast episodes. But I have a theory that if you follow the Poop River, you will find bathrooms. I don't know if that's accurate. I've never followed the Poop River.
So if you've tried that, let us know.
Yeah, if you follow the
If
Poop
not,
River,
we will try it.
I'm determined.
Candace, stop it.
So
So yeah, I think, I don't know if it follows to a restroom or not. That would be cool if it did. But just so everybody knows, in colonial times, back when Liberty Square was set, they had chamber pots, and you would fill your chamber pot, and because there was no plumbing, you would just throw your chamber pot out into the street, and you know what happens when everybody in town throws their bathroom out into the middle of the street. It
Their
just
poop?
runs downhill.
Their poop buckets.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Buckets of poop.
Somebody's going to die if they do this as a drinking game, just so you know.
We don't actually recommend it.
No.
Unless you're
No.
taking like shots of water or Sprite or
Capri Sun.
yeah.
So yeah, so the concrete is different color. It's white concrete, it's brown concrete.
Red brick.
No,
The
the
river
outside.
is brown.
Yeah, the outside is more that clay colored because it's supposed to represent dirt, and then the chamber pot emptying is red brick that's brownish, right?
No. The surrounding area is brick, like cobblestone streets. The river is like pebbly brown concrete.
We're looking.
I thought you were gonna search for Poop River, and he didn't.
Oh, see, she is the map. She's right.
Ta-da!
It's red ground, and then it's light. The river part is actually a lighter brown.
Huh.
So you will definitely know if you are walking on the Poop River or not. And I highly recommend it.
Yeah, follow it, see where it goes. But I was going to bring up, so she's right, there are no bathrooms in Liberty Square. And they did that on purpose for that very reason, because it's not appropriate to the time. The only bathroom that you can find while you're in Liberty Square is actually in the Liberty Tree Tavern, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all the way to the back because that's actually in...
No, it's in Sleepy Hollow. Sorry, Sleepy Hollow Restaurant is where the bathrooms are, right?
Sleepy Hollow is a walk-up. Sleepy Hollow is a
Columbia
quick service.
Harbor House.
Okay.
That's where the bathrooms are, but they're all the way in the back of the building, so they're technically not
They're
in.
in Adventureland.
They're technically in Adventureland.
Jeez, the details.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't play around.
Yeah, because if you look at the overhead view, you can see the show building where the bathrooms are actually in Adventureland, not in Liberty Square. Just so they can
Okay.
hold true to that, there's no bathrooms in Liberty Square.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Attention to detail. So with that in mind, let me go through this Liberty Square, make sure we didn't miss anything else. So the Diamond Horseshoe. Oh, we haven't gone through the list yet, have we?
No?
So let's start there. So we have the Hall of Presidents, the Liberty Square Riverboat, the Haunted Mansion, the Diamond Horseshoe, Liberty Tree Tavern, Sleepy Hollow, Liberty Square Market, and Columbia Harbor House. Candace's favorite attraction in all of Walt Disney World is in Liberty Square.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it and why.
It's the Haunted Mansion, and I just love it so, so much. But I will take that one step further and say that I love it so, so much more at night. Because basically, the park sets up the story for you. Where it's dark outside, you walk under those gates into the queue, and that basically starts the story. And then you come out, and it's still dark. It's not like coming out in 95-degree bright sunshine. Like, oh, everything's fine now. I don't know why I love that ride so much. It's just, I just love it. I adore it.
It's a fun ride. I love it too. The music in it is fun, and then just all of the cool special effects that they do is really neat. I feel like I catch something new every time I ride it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys find as the creepiest part of that whole ride? There's not much creepy in it, to be
Right.
honest. But what do you find is the creepiest part?
My answer might surprise you. I think that the graveyard part is the creepiest because things are all popping out, and I'm just like scanning the entire time. Yeah, that one's the creepiest part for me.
Ryan?
I'm trying to ride my way through it. Because I feel like there's a part that did kind of creep me out. But I may interpret it wrong.
We'll have to watch a ride through.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to, because I definitely remember the majority of it, and the graveyard did not creep me out.
Oh,
You know
look
what?
at you being all brave.
No, just kidding. But I think it's just one of the parts where you're going through the hallways and there's like bats. Is
On the
that
wallpaper?
not
On the wallpaper?
on the wallpaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like but you're like going through a hallway and then it's
It's right at the
really
beginning of the ride.
dark. Is
Yeah.
it at the beginning?
Mhm.
Okay.
With the pictures on the wall and the wallpaper.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was pretty creepy, but also really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know that I find any of it creepy. The lady with the axe who cuts her husband's
Constance?
heads off kind of freaks me out a little bit. But
Mhm.
you should give your little bit of trivia that you heard. We don't know if it's 100% true or not, but your little trivia about the storytelling about that.
I will as soon as I tell you my creepiest part.
Okay.
My creepiest part of that whole thing is the tiny little lady at the very end that says, if you decide to join us, make sure to bring your death certificate.
Hurry back.
Hurry back. Hurry back. Creeps me out every single time.
Yeah, that voice is very creepy.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
let's go again.
Yeah.
And
Do
that
it again.
voice belongs to the face that is Madame Leota.
Yes,
Really?
that is Leota Toombs' voice. And she was an Imagineer. So they had her pose for the face of Madame Leota. And then the actual voice of Madame Leota is the same lady that voiced Cinderella's wicked stepmother. Because
Okay.
Leota didn't have a creepy enough voice. But she must have had a creepy enough face. I don't know. But
What a day at work that would be.
right?
You have the perfect face.
Creepy
for this.
face.
I would love
Wait.
that.
Oh, well, I would too.
Yeah.
I would be like, thank you. I want people to be creeped out by my face.
Forever.
That's what I'm going for.
Yeah,
We usually are, so your wish is granted.
that is true.
Again, they're sisters. They're allowed to talk to one another that way.
Yeah.
It's,
But so anyway, the story that I heard, or the rumor, or the assumption, or whatever, is that as you ride through the haunted mansion, like you weave yourself through this house, right? Constance, the bride up in the attic, is the last thing that you see before your doom buggy turns around and you fall backwards. So the theory that I heard, was that you actually die during the ride because you escape from the house by jumping out of the attic window. And when you turn back around, you're down in the graveyard and all the ghosts are singing and everything is alive again.
Oh, I love
That's-
that.
That's a cool theory.
Right?
That I believe that.
Well, and it makes a lot of
cool.
sense because if you think about how steep the doom buggies have to travel to get down to that
Yeah.
point, I mean, you feel like you're laying down.
Yeah.
But if you look off to the left-hand side, you can see the roof of the house and the big tree and all of that kind of stuff. So it makes a lot of sense. I don't know if it's true or not, but I love that theory.
and you
Yeah.
have the guy with his dog that's digging graves.
The grave keeper. Yeah.
I cannot wait to ride that ride again.
Knowing all of this.
knowing that. And to catch up on the little
Mhm.
details of that.
What a
that's so
great
cool.
theory. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know where you found that, but I thought it's
I
so
don't
fitting.
remember.
Even if it's not 100% true, I'm saying it is. 'Cause
Even if
makes
it
so
wasn't
much
the
sense.
original intention, that's what our story is, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's one thing in Liberty Square that we've never had the chance to do that I really want to do, and that's the riverboat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's 30 minutes of just tooling around the rivers of America, and
Yeah.
just I think that sounds fun.
And you get to see some different perspectives in the park.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Like I know when we were talking about the railroad, we talked about some of the different things that you get to see when you're on the train that nobody else gets to see because, of course, the Imagineers, want to give you an extra special little. And I've heard that the riverboat is the same.
Yeah, there's not. Where's the second train stop? It's in Fantasyland?
There's one up front at Main Street USA. There was one in
Okay,
Frontierland.
Frontierland, yes.
And
One in Tomorrowland.
one in
No, it's in
Storybook
Fantasyland, back
Circus.
by Storybook Circus.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember if that's one of those things we talked about the first time we recorded it, or if we've talked
Could
about
be.
it in another episode. But the train is one of my favorite attractions in the whole park, where you just kind of get on and tool around and get to see all the back. And it's 20 minutes with the breeze blowing in your hair. You can ride them around as many times as you want,
And we won't say that we've ridden it multiple times all the way around.
more than once.
More than once.
I don't blame you. That sounds fun. Just like the people mover. I
Yeah.
love those kind of rides. Like you just kind of get to view everything. Yeah.
If I could stay on the people mover twice or 3 times around, I totally would.
Oh, yes.
We'll talk about that more in the
If-
next episode.
They tried to like put that around the whole entirety of Tomorrowland. That would be so cool.
Oh my gosh.
That's a little thought.
Yeah.
They have enough trouble with it as it is.
So a couple other things in Liberty Square that we haven't talked about yet. So the dining, we've talked about a little bit. I don't think we've had a chance to eat at very many of the dining locations. Columbia Harbor House is about the only one that I kind of want to try. But there's also shopping, ye oldie Christmas shoppy. Ye old Christmas shop is in Liberty Square, and Memento Mori's is in Liberty Square. So the Memento Mori is the shop that goes along with Haunted Mansion, and then if you want anything Christmas decorations from Magic Kingdom, the Christmas shop is the place to get that.
And if you pay attention to the details, if you look, there's a signpost outside of the Christmas shop that says music lessons, and the music instructor's name is Ichabod Crane.
Oh,
That's so cool. Oh my god.
I need to watch that this month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that gets us through Liberty Square. And I don't know how we got the last one done in just like an hour and 20 minutes, because we're at almost an hour for this one, and we're only halfway through the park, which is awesome. So I think the decision to cut this in half and do Fantasyland and Tomorrowland in another episode was the right one. We definitely appreciate you listening in. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram, Hanging at the Hangar Bar. Interact with us there. We'll post pictures, or at least let you know that the episode's coming out, so you can let us know what you think. Did you like our opinions? Not like our opinions? Anything you would call out? Just remember that we want you to have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
See you real soon.